Human tracking and surveillance is suddenly such a growing industry. Where you are, what you do, who you do it with are now the data points on which our new system of control is being built and from which revenues are being generated from you. The smartphone is now overtaking the television as the primary instrument of mass social control. Your smartphone not only sends you messages, it sends messages about you to people who want to mess with you. It is total control. By carrying around a smartphone, we are connecting ourselves to a control grid. We are synchronizing ourselves with the policymakers, the agenda setters, central planners, social engineers, political mercenaries, psychological manipulators, along with the usual suspects like the police, thousands of spamming marketers, and an assortment of hackers. Every company, every government agency wants to get to you through that thing you have in your hand. If you are addicted to your cell phone, that is what your cell phone was designed to do. So how do we get out of that? There are a few things we can do short of simply not using trackable devices. If you can't discard the phone and shut off the service, you can share your phone with others. Let them use your phone while you use theirs. This confuses the tracking data and makes the data useless because the data is disconnected from an identity. You can leave the phone at home when you go out. This breaks the data continuity. When you drive around, you can leave your phone in the car so it's not tracking you around other people. Why would we want to carry a device that tells some spies somewhere when we're near a criminal or a person who tested positive for a disease? Anyway, it's not healthy to carry a radio transmitter. I have a family member who got cancer on the exact part of her body where she always carried the cell phone. Some people think that this Internet of Things is generating more data than anyone could ever look at. That is not true. It's all automated now. Artificial intelligence can read, think, and act. AI is reading your messages, listening to your conversations, logging and analyzing your transactions, tracking your location, deciding how to grab your attention, deciding if you need to be dealt with or if money can be made from you. It can get to you in thousands of ways without a human being ever getting involved. But that AI makes mistakes. That data can get mixed up, and maybe you will wind up on the wrong list. If you are arrested, you will never get to confront the AI for falsely accusing you. You will pay your fine, spend your time in jail. There will be no one who can help you. Now, how about all those great apps you have? Did you ever notice that the company that makes your phone or provides your cell service does not write or sell the apps? They let other people do that. Why? First, they can collect data from any app on your phone. They don't have to write the app or sell it to collect the data it generates. Second, they want you to have as many apps as possible. They want apps to be free, easy, and fun for you. The apps are where you get addicted, literally, psychologically dependent on the device. They are free because they open the door to your life to people who want to watch you and exploit you. That data is not just showing where you are and what you're doing. Your chatting and messages has conveyed deep psychological profiles on your intelligence, what triggers your different emotions, what makes you willing to spend your money. With that kind of data, they know how they can play you, and they play you every time you look at your phone. As a mechanism of social control, there has never been anything close to a smartphone. The longer that cell phones exist, they become more essential to us to function financially, socially, psychologically. The phone is embedding itself in our brains and our lives like a parasite that digs deeper and deeper, probing into its target until the target is fully controlled by the parasite. If you care in any way what is on your smartphone, you are in the matrix. You are a member. You are a full participant in that centrally managed social control experiment. Through that phone, someone else is accessing your mind, your money, your behavior, and emotions. They are shaping your view of the world because they not only send messages, they censor messages. They delicately tailor what you get to see and what you get to find out. When you are on your cell phone, you are the property of something else. And your phone is the leash, the chain, the jail cell, the loudspeaker from which you are given orders and directed to serve the master. It is where you are strip searched, given the Kool-Aid, and told how you are expected to behave. It is the link between you and what wants to control you. When you use that device, you are stripping naked and telling the world they can have you. That you have no fear of being watched, studied, or visited by total strangers with bad intentions. Every time you push a key or button, every time you read a message, every time you feel the need to check in with that device, you are less of yourself and more of what your device is telling you to be. They are not just providing telephone service. You can tell just by looking at the phone. It's not just a telephone. It is a clamp that locks onto your brain and does not let go. I understand this addiction. I have a smartphone. I even use it sometimes. But once a person is addicted, they do not easily become unaddicted. Ask any addiction therapist. To beat the addiction, the addict needs to see that he is addicted. He needs to make a conscious decision to change that. He needs to be willing to take the pain and discomfort of being without that addictive sensation. He needs to envision his life without the addiction and strive for that vision. He needs to create something worth living for after the addiction is thrown away. It's not easy. When we are getting messages from our devices, we can't hear our own thoughts. We can't hear the subtle messages from the people who love us or from God. We can't hear what nature, time, the universe is trying to tell us because we are on the smartphone, the computer, we are watching TV. We are too busy allowing something else to consume our attention, to direct our thoughts, to control us. Will we ever be free of this self-destructive addiction? Will we ever be strong enough to recover the control of our lives that we have lost? Can we do that? My videos are sponsored by long-term emergency storage food at the website preparewithjerry.com. Wholesome, appetizing food prepared and packaged for a 25-year storage lifespan. Protecting you better than an insurance policy because you can't eat an insurance policy. Better than your police department because your police simply can't help everybody when things get really bad. The idea is that no matter what happens, no matter how sudden, you will have food in the house. A month's worth of food, 2 months or more, whatever works for the size of your family and your desire to be prepared. When store shelves are empty or when it's not safe to go out, you don't have to worry. You and your family will be fed. Never before have we seen so many disruptions at once, like the lockdowns, pandemics, social unrest, foolish edicts by public officials, millions of people out of work, businesses failing, supply chain disruptions. And with things like this going on, we all have to decide how to react and how to prepare. The answer is not to live in fear, it's just to be prepared and then go on with your life. Go to the website preparewithjerry.com. Find the solution that fits your needs, and then go on with your life.